this. This is all for Spotify, guys. Spotify listeners. You guys don't understand how good you have it right now. I'm live for 10 hours. We got one take for all of this stuff. I'm doing everything right now live so y'all can get a good experience on your drive to work. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I like doing it. So yes, we went through Punk Records, and did we get to the end of Punk Records? Yes, we did. Vegapunk wanted Luffy and them to bring him off the island. We also came across Cypher Pole Zero, or Aegis Zero. Rob Lookiie and the gang, and everybody is there. So now we move on to 1068. This is great. So this chapter, we start off right away with the cover art. Once again, we have A Genius's Dream, right? So this is the cover art. So we still got Germa 66's Emotionless Excursion. They seem like they're getting into a fight, and then they're both thinking to themselves, Vegapunk, like they're both upset about I don't really know. I'm not too sure. The cover pages, we don't really get a lot of info from. So yes, we go back into the Labosphere where we have Pythagoras, Vegapunk 04, talking about S-Bear and how they can return to its own form or own position. The Seraphim is on its way back to Egghead, and then this is, I think this is where we see Cypher Pole Aegis Zero. They are now on their way to Egghead, where they've already been denied access. So now there's already a fight there, and we see in the background here a third version of Kuma. This is now the third time we see Kuma in Egghead. Third time we see Kuma in Egghead. Kuma must be stupid important. I've said this since technically episode 0, the episode we never released. I said Kuma's going to become a Straw Hat. I still believe Kuma's going to become a Straw Hat. Kuma becoming a Straw Hat or Vivi becoming a Straw Hat. Those are the only two. Kuma, because he was there at Sabaody, and he pushed along the Straw Hats adventure. He sped it up. He was like, go train, poof, bye bye. And then Vivi, because of the X, because the X, where is it? Because the X on their arm, like, you're a crewmate for life, blah blah blah. So I always believe that Kuma or Vivi are going to become a Straw Hat. I sure as hell hope so though. So yes, with Cypher Pole Aegis Zero now getting ready to embark onto Egghead. What's his name? Lookiie is now asking to talk to Vegapunk, and they're all wondering, why do you want to talk to Vegapunk? Blah blah blah. And Lilith and Pythagoras are listening in on Lookiie and like his demands, his requests, and they're just saying, please leave. Like just leave. We don't want any problems, right? So with the Aegis Zero, now with a Seraphim Kuma, black wings, white hair, a darker skin tone, very similar to the S Shark, the Jinbei Seraphim. This is the S Bear Seraphim. So those are the black wings and whatnot I was talking about. They are evading the sea beasts, and then we move away back to Kamabaka Island. So as I've been saying this entire time, the story we're in now is very different than the story we have been watching and reading for the last, I want to say, 7, 8 years, maybe 9 years, 10 years, possibly, where it's been arc, and then we experience that arc, and then smaller arc to set up a future arc. Then we go into the next arc, etc., etc. Now we are back in an Impel Down 2.0, where there is multiple storylines happening all at the same time. Everybody is converging on something, whether it be Egghead or be something after Egghead. all of these storylines happening at the same time, that just means that we have less time per chapter, but we actually have more information per word count. Does that make sense? Like, there's more actually good information with less amount of words, which is really, really good, especially for a series that has been going on for 25 years. So we are back at Kamabaka Island, and Kuma is still sprinting. And I want to make it very clear that when I said Kuma looks like a robot-esque thing, very clearly, they have like tubes and wires and something running like into him, and he's either trying to pull it out or hold on to it. I'm not too sure. So Kuma blinks out of there. Poof, bye-bye. And then that's it. Dragon is very, very much like, hey, what the fuck? Where did you go? And next thing we know, we're back at Egghead. But this time we're at the scrapyard with Luffy and the gang. Luffy is now with Vegapunk. So Vegapunk is now starting to talk about his dream. And I wanted to say this again, because as we see that childlike, not mentality, but the childlike aura coming off of him when he's talking about his dream. And his dream is, quote, "One day I want to create a kind of world with science. A world where energy is widespread all over the world, free of charge." So Vegapunk's dream is officially confirmed to be giving free energy to everybody on the planet. That is his goal. If that's a bad goal, I don't know what a good one is. I don't know what a good one is. I don't see why Vegapunk would be deemed as a negative or a antagonist or not a good character in the eyes of the government, right? In our real world, it makes sense because that's sucking profits. I don't know if that's how it would be here because everyone is in charge of their own islands and whatnot. So I'm not too sure. And Luffy is literally sitting there fucking picking his nose. Why would you want to do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, Vegapunk says, "Even though the world is full of it, if I can convert it into visible power, the large fuse of war will be erased from the world. Surely science will reach that point one day." So they're talking about the energy that's just around them. And he's trying to say that if I can convert that energy, then peace will be among us. Peace will be among us. Hopefully that's the case, dude. Hopefully in our real world too. If there's one thing One Piece has taught me is that this show can bring about peace. So yeah, the Straw Hats still talk, and Vegapunk is starting to get a little bit more saddened about the reality of his dream, in that it is actually extremely difficult, right? As soon as you start searching for answers, darkness is right around the corner, right? Like you want to look into something, well, that thing requires you to look into something else, which requires you to look into something else, and then now all of a sudden the government is after you because you're searching into what's going on in the Void Century. That's kind of what's happening with Vegapunk, right? Like he is saddened by the reality of the world he lives in. Like, it's not easy. Like, I know how to give everyone free power, but it's not that easy. And that's sad to him, and it's sad to me. I understand. Hopefully, this is working in his favor to get Luffy to bring him away from Egghead. Like, hopefully that is a consequence of Vegapunk explaining his dream. That Luffy will now, Luffy will be like, all right, I'll help you. Sure, I don't care. That's kind of Luffy's vibe. He doesn't care. And then, so that was at the scrapyard. And then guess who shows up at the scrapyard? Poof! Cypher Pole Aegis Zero. Alongside S Bear. We see a few other people. I'm pretty much only going to be talking about the masked people. So we got Stussy, which I know she comes up later, which is very, very exciting. We have S Bear, which you just saw there. We have Rob Lucci, and who I will be now referring to as Lafitte, the bird. So I don't know who told me that, but that's very, very funny. So the bird is Lafitte. And then our boy Kaku. I mean, he's the only one who's like super, super happy. He's like, what an incredibly futuristic city. So yes, Jinbei, Luffy, Vegapunk, and Bonnie are now all aware that Cypherpole Aegis Zero is now on Egghead. And okay, Hime said it. She said it. She said, why are we bringing back a failure? And Hime, if you're listening, I was listening to our discussion yesterday in my car. I was driving around. And you said, why would they bring back a failure? And there's one thing I'm going to tell you. I cannot agree more. Why is Rob Lucci coming back, bro? You already lost, bro. Like, don't try it. I don't know who in this government is trying to make you seem like the big bad, like the all justice for our Cypherpole agency, our government force. You are wrong, bro. A dude 7 months after becoming a pirate whooped his ass. Like, damn, bro. And then now you're bringing him back? My microphone's in the way, but my boy Luffy will always do what has to get done. And you got to get done next. Hopefully. So yes, we're going to continue. Oh, I just locked my iPad. So yes, Pythagoras and Shaka in the Labosphere alongside with the rest of our Straw Hat group. They are all going, okay, so the Straw Hats are here. Not the Straw Hats. The Cypherpole agency is here, so we got to go. We got work to do, baby. How do they get through the port? Well, everything's going on, right? What I'm picturing is more so like a almost panic in the Labosphere where, like, I can't do anything. I'm up here. But over there, outside over there, some shit's going down. So that feeling of like panic, but not being able to do anything immediately about it, that's what I feel is going on. And they're all like, everybody's spewing out information like, hey, we got to do this. We got to do this. This happened and this happened. And they probably came from me. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's going on. And then calm, cool, and collected, Mr. Logic, Shaka, Vegapunk 01, says evacuate all the researchers and workers. Let Atlas move back to the Labosphere. It says Labophase. I'm saying Labosphere. I don't care. The Labosphere and get the Seraphim, S-Snake, S-Hawk, S-Shark ready for battle. What? Huh? We had S-Shark, which is the Jinbei Seraphim. We had S-Bear, which is the Kuma Seraphim. But now, S-Snake, S-Hawk. This was a big reveal of there's more now. So we had Kuma and we had Seraphim. And then Jinbei. I wonder what Snake Hawk could be, like Snake or Hawk. And all of a sudden, alongside them is Sentomaru, the pacifista leader from Sabaody. Like, what? They're back. So the pacifistas are here, but like the Seraphim are also pacifista, and like Kuma, the real Kuma is gonna come, but like the police officer Kuma, like there's a lot going on. A lot of players are now moving onto the chessboard that is One Piece, right? Like all these big name players are now moving in, and everybody's a queen piece. They're moving however they want. It's very, very, very interesting. So with this being exclamated, Vegapunk blatantly asks Luffy, will you take me to sea after we handle what's going down? Luffy says, well, you have a funny looking head. So yeah, sure. And that's exactly what I thought would happen. I vividly thought Luffy would just go, okay, cool, no problem. Because that's what Luffy does. That's what he does. Um, so they're still talking, and then what? See, Vegapunk like vanishes, but like turns into the hologram light data type thing, and then poof, he's gone. So he can, huh? What the fuck is this? No me, bro. Oh gosh. Yeah, that is very cool. That Vegapunk would be able to just disappear now. So now we pan back over to main city Egghead, and in the main city we have the giant hologram monsters chasing after the Straw Hats again. So I'm not the Straw Hats. Sorry, Cypherpole Zero. So the Cypherpole agency, they start fighting, and they realize nothing's working. It's not going to work on them. And then Stussy, the one with the owl feathered hat, says it's not going to work. It's a hologram. And then Kaku takes off and starts flying and lands on top of a roof of some kind, or on a ceiling of some kind. Because they're trying to get at the enemy, which is Vegapunk. Remember, they're there to kill Vegapunk. And Vegapunk... I was going to say not Vegapunk 01, but the actual real Vegapunk. But we could be mistaken. Cypherpole's goal may be to kill off one of the Vegapunk. One of our 7 Vegapunks. Logic, Flare, Edison, Pythagoras, Lilith, and then our main Vegapunk old man. Right? I just assumed that they were after the old man Vegapunk, but I don't know how useful this old man Vegapunk is. Like, we don't know if he's like the big brains of the operation, if he's the, pops of the crew. Like, we don't know who he is, what he does. He could be hiding from the other Seraphim. Well, I guess not anymore because he teleported off to the Labosphere, but he could be... We don't know what Vegapunk is. We just know he doesn't want to be on the island. He's scared he's going to die. And now Cypherpole Agency is after him. So during this fight at the holograms in mainland Egghead, Stussy remarks that Flare, Vegapunk 03, like the giant little girl with the red hair, white hair, like that one, she is running after them. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then that's Atlas. Sorry, Atlas was running after them. And then Shaka says, wait, Atlas, don't do that. And out of nowhere, bro. Nowhere. Lucci, Okugan 2. What the fuck, bro? Look at this. Okugan, bro. This shit is fire. And just poof, murks her ass, bro. Pop, her whole face is broken. She's exploded. Lucci is in like his leopard form now. He is like, I'm not even here to like play, bro. Like, give me what I want. I'm here for I'm doing it, which is awesome. I'm loving it. So with Atlas now being broken, in the middle of Times Square, so remember, you have I'm gonna do it over here, okay? So I'm gonna do it over here. So over here, you have the Labosphere on top, the big egg that's cracked open, over here with our Nami group of Straw Hats and Shaka, Edison, and Lilith, right? And then down here at the scrapyard, you had Luffy, Jinbei, Bonnie, Chopper, and our main Vegapunk. And then in Times Square, you had Cypherpole Agent Zero and maybe 1 or 2 of the Vegapunks. So the people from the top are now seeing the town and going, oh no, what do we do? And then Luffy and them were just following Vegapunk and come across Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci goes, Straw Hat, And Luffy turns around and goes, oh, pigeon guy? Pigeon guy? So yeah. Rob Lucci, Luffy 2.0. Oh man. This is good. This is good. So now we move on to 1069. See, by now, I'll tell you guys where I thought I would be.